My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're now tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, El Scorcho with these bookies. Sitting here with my co-host, the Big Skipper, the chiropractor, known to straighten you out. And over the last 3 weeks with these promotions that he's ran, that I've given you guys the information on, you've made more money than you could possibly fucking imagine. And you know how I know? Because the envelopes are coming in left and right.
Yes,
congratulations. I thought for a couple days there that FedEx forgot where we were.
No, they know where we're at.
Oh, no, they're knocking like I said, they're coming in left and right now. Congratulations to you there.
You ain't lying, the chiropractor.
Kicking
Straightening out your bankrolls.
Kicking ass and taking names. Skip said that he wanted to offer you guys a certain promotion and a certain deal. I delivered the fucking winners, and it looks like you guys got matches made in heaven. I just wish that there were a little bit more of the bigger investors, guys that have money, that aren't making any money in their little ass stock or making money in the bank or this, that, and the other. So we're going to talk about that a little bit also. I'm going to arrange something where we can bring the big boys out, and I'm going to offer them something very, very special.
Well, you know me. I mean, I couldn't agree more, Steve. I do enjoy taking care of the average man or woman.
It's our job.
You know, that's what we do. Shout out to everyone that called in for the Cinco de Mayo promotion. Abso-fucking-lute blowout weekend.
It was definitely a success, that's for sure.
Absolute blowouts left and right. It was a great time, and it continues. Almost everyone is signed up on board for at least a month or through the All-Star break. We're having one hell of a run. Baseball's a gold mine.
Well,
you hear me talk about it every week. It truly is a gold mine, man.
What's more impressive to me, Skip, is the 13-4 record out of 17 games over the last 2 weeks on the owner selections.
I got some clients that have won 10, 11 games in a row.
Straight, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're doing our job. Like I said, we just need to attract those, besides what we got now, like I said, 70% of our guys are nickel-dime players. We love you guys. You're the ones that make VIP.
Right.
I mean, you guys are everything to us. You're our bread and butter. However, we always attract that 30% of the big boys. That's why, like when we were on CNBC, we got all the hedge fund guys, the oil tycoons, the real estate guys. They don't understand, like right now is the time to go ahead and invest 10, 15, 20,000. I'll offer one of these big boy plays, and let's bring some of the big boys out of the work, and maybe I'll do a promotion later or something. You know what I mean?
If you're out there betting $2,500 a game, $5,000 a game, or even more, and you're not calling us right now, you're missing a lot of money.
You're missing six figures, bottom line.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody lie to you. Don't take no
real.
text. Don't take no email.
Yeah. This shit's for real. No joke.
May 10th, 2018, podcast 167. Each week, our show is brought to you by our boys over there at betonline.ag and paperhead.com. Advertising opportunity. If you're watching or listening to the podcast, you own a small business, you work at a company interested in getting involved in this booming sports business, email me to advertising@vipsportslasvegas.com. We'll get back with you with all the details, how you can become a sponsor of our show. Back at it, we're going to get into a show today. I think we're going to recap some Major League Baseball. NHL, my Vegas Knights have advanced to the Western Conference Finals over there, the Stanley Cup.
Have.
No problem, just like I said they would. And I'm one series away from getting it done. You know that, what do you got, 8-1? What do I got, 8-1 with you?
You got 4-1, and you're 2 series away.
And 2 series, well, 1 series.
Well, you got to get there first.
Correct.
Right.
One series away from
One
getting
series
there.
to get there.
Correct.
And then got to win, right.
NBA Conference Finals. God damn, Boston. I mean, these teams are out there jumping it up. Boston is very, very impressive, or at least they impressed me in the last couple games. We'll talk about that. Got an NBA poll question. Major League. We're going to talk about some Major League Baseball because, after all, that's where all of our fucking big money has been coming
95% of the cash is coming in baseball right now, people.
If you don't know, if you're just tuning into the VIP Sports Podcast and you don't know what we are or what we're due, the VIP Sports Podcast is basically a spinoff of our show Money Talks that was on CNBC. I'm the most feared sports bettor, the best sports consultant money can buy. What I do is I'm the one that tells you who to bet. In other words, I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer. Our job every week is to tell you games to stay away from, what games to make money on. And over the last 167 episodes, all we've done is taken you guys 75% all fucking year long. The information that you get here is gold. This is only for sports bettors that want to make money, period. That's what this show is all about.
It's actually unbelievable. I mean, I did that baseball totals video last week, Steve, a week and a half ago. Right after that video came out, I talked about how West Coast baseball parks, there's a lot of unders. Traditionally, those ballparks play to the under.
Right.
Okay? Right after that video came out, it was nine unders in a row on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Right after I put the video out. And like 17 out of the last 23 games on the West Coast since that video came out have been unders. If you're watching these videos and you ain't making money, people, and you're not calling in here, I don't know why you're watching.
The guru of sports betting. Nobody's bigger than us. Nobody has bigger clients. Nobody wins more than us. Let us do our job. Call us at 877-220-6540. If you're looking for a free pick, go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have packages for all size, shapes of sports bettors. Even you little guys deserve a fucking nut, too. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. When you click the subscribe button, make sure you click that little bell. That way you'll get alerts to when I do Rolls Royce cams, Motivation 101, Skip comes out, Reasons to Bet Baseball, how to make money betting totals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We appreciate all your thumbs up, and we actually do read your comments nonstop. Skip actually does and would like to reply back to you guys, but Joe's giving him the thumbs down. I like how one guy commented and laughed like it wasn't true or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, see, big companies like ours, we're not like Vegas Dave that runs his whole business from his cell phone himself. I actually have a social media guy that makes thousands and thousands of dollars. They do it for us.
Yeah.
Because like I said.
And they won't let me anywhere near the shit.
Well, dude, I get on there. I'm liable to catch a case.
I send him fucking 15 pictures. He might put one out of every 15 up there.
Well.
I'll call him up and be like, Joe, I need to comment on this fucking guy. This guy is talking some of the most ridiculous bullshit.
He saved me from so much.
No, I don't want to trash anybody, man. That's not me.
I don't. You just want to give your.
I don't trash people unless you're in my face and you're trashing me, or you're
then you want to.
Or you're fucking with my wife or my son or something.
I got you.
Or my mom. You know that'd be a problem.
But you do want to defend yourself.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would say defend. I just want them to hear a rebuttal to what they're saying.
Correct.
I mean, listen, I'm a straightforward guy. I'll talk straight with you, and you can talk straight with me. I'll give you facts. You give me your facts. Yeah. We'll have a little fucking debate. Yep. Okay? They won't let me, Steve.
No, they can't. Like I said, it'll go on and on and on and on, and you can't get too personal. No. Like I said, everybody's, stalking. Like I said, you get emails from people. You get text messages from people. Be careful. We don't text. We don't email. I want to welcome all the new listeners from around the world on Podcast One. Appreciate you listening to the VIP Sports Las Vegas podcast. We're excited to be on your network. I'm excited to bring you into my life, Steve Stevens, and the Big Skipper, #1 sports consultants in the fucking world. We make more money betting sports than anybody in the business, period. The only sports consultant featured on CNBC, documented at 72%. The only person in the history of sports betting to ever be documented on the Business Financial Network, which is the stock channel which pretty much runs the world.
Right.
They wanted me to show people that there's a hell of a lot more money to make than 10% a year on your return in the goddamn stock market.
And if you think we're full of shit, just give us a call.
I'm going to give you some real stats here, and this is real fucking shit. Skipper, like I said, with 13-4 over the last 13 days, you got to understand, he's bringing you back like 700% a week on your fucking money.
I had a client just
700%.
I had a client just ask me last night. He said,
a week.
What? He said, what's your record? Like, how many have you won in a row? I said, 16 is my record. 16 straight baseball winners in a row is my record. And I almost beat that this past 10 days.
I love it.
I had 12 in a row, and I was going to beat it, and tripped up in the 7th inning. The bullpen fucked me on one game. That happens. It happens. You got a problem going 12-1? Anyway. Absolutely fucking on fire.
Download new episodes every Thursday on the Podcast One app, Apple Podcast, or PodcastOne.com. If you're just listening to the podcast, not watching it, you're definitely missing out. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, VIP Sports Podcast YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, Rub Your Girl's Clitter. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, VIP Sports LV.
Rub your girl's clitter.
And if you want to direct message us with any questions, go ahead. We'll get back with you immediately.
I'm going to take this time right now, if you know, I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off
You
there.
ain't cutting me off. I cut you off on every fucking show.
I want to take this moment right now to say Happy Mother's Day
Hey!
to all you mothers out there.
Happy birthday, Mom.
No, not birthday. Your mom's birthday's on Monday.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
What'd I say, birthday?
Yeah.
Fuck, smoke some more kush. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there and all you motherfuckers out there, too.
I love it.
Give us a call.
That's right. I just want to do a little recap just to get things going. I'm just going to go over, because every week we always talk about what we've done. Podcast 166. Go ahead. 34 minutes, 45 seconds. We've told you, if you're not betting the Yankees, you're not getting the money like I am. Shame on you.
That's exactly what you said.
That was word for
podcast.
word, right out of my fucking lips. Well, let me give you some results. Since last week, the Yankees have won 6 straight fucking games. Brett Gardner capped a slump-busting performance with a go-ahead 2-1 triple off Craig Kimbrell in the 8th inning.
One of the best closers in the game for the Red Sox.
Aaron Judge followed it up with a homer, and the New York Yankees railed to beat the Boston Red Sox 9-6.
That game was something else last
How
night.
many? Yeah, well, Wednesday night for their 17th victory in 18 games. They're 17-1 in their last 18 fucking games.
I think what you specifically said was keep betting them until they lose 2 in a row.
I said, and they haven't.
No, they haven't.
So I don't know what else to tell you fucking guys. That no wonder a lot of the big whales ain't calling us, because they're getting free shit.
Yeah, listen to this shit you win for free.
No shit. It's fucking amazing. However, you still need to know when to play, what to play. But a game like the Yankees, that's just taking fucking free money.
Let me tell you something about the Yankees real quick that I thought was very interesting. They're 17-1 in their last 18 games, like you just said. More than half of their runs, Steve, more than half of the runs that they've scored in this little run, this 17-1 run, more than half of their offense has come from the 7th inning on.
Yeah, they score late.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
okay?
it is, because that means they're pounding closers.
Right, so be careful, okay? What does that tell you, folks? Be careful betting them in the first 5 innings.
That's a fact.
Don't try to bet them in the first 5 innings. You might get fucked.
That's another thing.
Okay.
If we give you a game, don't try to take it upon yourself and bet the first 5 or do this. Listen, if we do it your way, we'll get your results, which is your hair pulling out, stressed out, bringing sports betting into your personal life. Sports betting is supposed to be an enjoyable thing, a second income. The reason why you hire a guy like me and Skip is so you handle your life and your family, and we do all the work. My gray, his gray, for your fucking payday.
Right.
Let us do our fucking job. You don't need to study. You don't need to watch games. You don't need to be a degenerate. You don't need to ask us, oh, what do you think of the total on it? Motherfucker, I don't think nothing of it.
I guarantee they didn't know that, okay? So if you're sitting here listening to this, we're telling you, keep pounding the Yankees till they lose 2 in a row, and then you try to get creative on your own, and you go, well, fuck, I'm going to bet them the first 5 innings.
He also said the under in that one podcast.
All they keep doing is winning. I'm going to bet them the first 5 innings.
Stop being greedy.
Be careful. Don't play them the first 5 innings. More than half their runs have come from the 7th inning on. They're pounding fucking bullpens more than a fucking veal cutlet. Okay? I mean,
they're definitely pounding relievers and closers like fucking chicken cutlets.
And they did it again last night. They got Kimbrell, one of the best closers in the game. They got to him late in the game, came back and won that game. That was an amazing game last night. Good game.
Yeah, I specifically remember myself saying, fuck the Sharks. They can suck my cock, if I remember. Well, I said Vegas gets the job done no matter what. Well, the results, Golden Knights win Game 5, 5-3.
Yep.
Won Game 6 in San Jose to advance to the Western Finals.
Sure enough.
You see me front row at the fucking game. Skip had to go do his little, thing over there or whatever the fuck he had to do. He missed it. However, you won't be missing this game, will you?
Might be there next series.
No, we're going to Game 1.
You ain't lying.
There's no doubt about it. We'll be there, no doubt.
You too, Friday night, T-Mobile Center.
Told you guys the Sharks were going home, Vegas Knights all day long. One other thing I wanted to say about the Yankees, they've won 17-1, and the line on them is still legit.
There's value.
They've never been $2. I mean, it's fucking amazing.
You're finding pretty good value, yes.
Stat of the week, Golden Knights are the 3rd team since 1960 to reach the semifinal round, their inaugural NHL, NFL, NBA Major League season. They joined the 1967-68 Minnesota North Stars and the 1967-68 St. Louis Blues, a season in which all 6 NHL expansion teams competed in the same division, guaranteeing the league 2 expansion semifinalists.
Right.
You know what I
They
mean?
had 2 of them at least had to make it.
Correct.
Right.
No Major League, no NBA, or NFL expansion team has reached the semifinal round in its inaugural season since 1960. So congratulations
That's
out there.
an amazing fucking feat.
It really is.
And we'll see who they play. Winnipeg is taking on Nashville tonight in Game 7, and the Golden Knights will have the winner in the Western Finals. The winner of that game tonight between Nashville and Winnipeg in Game 7.
Yep.
I can't wait to pop open a couple cocktails and watch that game tonight. That's going to be a game. If you're a sports fan and you don't watch Game 7 in a postseason NHL series, you're not a sports fan.
That's a fact. Let's get into a little Major League Baseball, guys. After all, this is a sports show. We're going to tell you what's hot. Skip's going to I want you to give us some more weekend series matchups that you like, because
do it all, bro.
Those have been fantastic. And baseball is brought to you by our boys over there at BetOnline.ag. BetOnline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destinations. Sign up for an account using the promotional code ALLDAY. Get a 50% welcome bonus instantly added to your bankroll. With its management team together since 1991, BetOnline.ag offers wagers on nearly every sport and event possible. Once you're in action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag has an A+ rating, including the earliest opening odds in the industry, the best live betting software in the business, and most importantly, fast payouts. BetOnline.ag, because you can. Let's get into a little Major League Baseball, Skip. Right off the bat, why don't you tell me some weekend series that you like, and we'll just discuss those and break them down for the people.
You want to talk about weekend series this weekend?
Yeah,
There's
give me some.
two really good ones I got my eye on, both in the National League, Steve.
Okay.
I think the two best series this weekend, the Washington Nationals head into Phoenix to take on the the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, coming off a rough loss last night with Washington.
I got to tell you, they were a little tired. They've been out on the road. They came across the country. They were due for a little letdown last night. Lost that game 2-1 in San Diego. No big deal.
2-1, Holmes.
Yeah, they start a 4-game series this afternoon, tonight, in Phoenix to take on the Diamondbacks. Nationals, Diamondbacks, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4-game series. Washington Nationals, folks, 9-2 in their last 11 games, even after that slip-up last night to the Padres. Matt Scherzer, absolute fucking beast. He just continues to dominate.
God, he's been solid for a long time.
He's been fucking lights out.
Fuck.
The guy's a beast, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now, in my humble opinion. If I'm starting a team right now, Matt Scherzer is my ace. Followed by Severino from the Yankees, by the way.
Oh, it better be.
Kid's a monster.
Oh, my God.
That kid's a monster.
Okay, all right, then who's your reliever?
Oh, well, fuck. I mean, Kimbrel's pretty
Who's
good.
your top? Kimbrel?
Even though he tripped up last night. I like this kid Hader from Milwaukee.
And then who's your closer?
I just told you. I like Kimbrel as the closer.
Oh, okay. I was talking about your middle reliever, and then
maybe Hader. Yeah, we won't go there.
All right. They're 9-2 in the last 11 games.
Nationals are 9-2 last 11 games.
They're covering with good value.
Scherzer's been a beast. He's been lights out. Now, I also want to point something out to you. Be careful if you try to bet an under when Scherzer's on the mound, okay? Here's another situation in baseball where you just can't do it on your own, people.
Got to have run support.
You got a monster fucking pitcher like Scherzer. So you're going to say, okay, he's going to shut the other team down. I'm going to bet the under when Max Scherzer pitches. Well, guess what? In his 4 starts, every game's gone over.
They have his fucking back. They love him.
They got his back.
He's the Don. Yeah, they go out there and score and play as hard as they can.
They've outscored their opponent. The Nationals have outscored their opponents when Scherzer pitches by 25 runs in those 4 starts. Okay? So they've outscored their opponent by more than 6 runs every time Scherzer takes the mound. So it's another misconception in baseball. You see there's an ace on the mound, like Scherzer, and you're just
thinking 4-0, 5-1.
Yeah, you're just going to go out and bet the under? Well, guess what? If you took the under to 4 times Scherzer has started so far this year, you've lost all 4 games.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not something you would think that the games would go over when an ace like that's on the mound. This guy has 12, 14, 15 strikeouts every time he fucking pitches.
Yeah.
Okay? But every game he stepped on the mound, the games have been over so far this year because he gets massive run support. So be careful.
And then you got teams like the Dodgers, which the sports book is trapping you with, putting a line at 7 over the last 3 games, and they go over every fucking time, and you're still betting it under.
Right.
They'll put a 7 on the game today.
Just like
they'll bet it
last
under.
night.
Oh, it's going to go under tonight.
Yeah, just like last night. It was 1-1 into the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, all hell breaks loose and the game goes over. So let's talk about the Diamondbacks real quick. I know you guys love to beat me up on the Diamondbacks because I made my opening week prediction.
They know you don't give a fuck. You're speaking your opinion.
No,
man.
I do give a fuck.
I'm just saying.
I made my opening week prediction on the Diamondbacks. I took a lot of slack. Well, they're 3-4 their last 7 games. Their starting pitching is still suspect. They don't even have a starter listed for the game this Saturday against the Nationals because they only have 3 fucking starters. They're calling people up from the minors just to start games. So be careful. The Diamondbacks are on a slide right now. Like I told you they were going to go on. It's starting right now, and they're in big trouble when Washington comes into their house this weekend.
I know as a fact they're 3-4 in their last 7 games, which is fucking terrible. 7-3-1 though to the under.
Correct.
So even though they're terrible, 7-3, I'll take 70% to the under all day long.
Diamondback games. Now you say to yourself, they got the best record in the National League so far. They're winning games. Here again, you would think this is a team that's putting up a lot of runs. They're actually not. Their last 11 games, as you just pointed out, 7 of them have stayed to the under. There's another interesting fact about the Diamondbacks. They have the best record in the National League, Steve. However, last night in their lineup against the Dodgers, if you look at their lineup, there was only 2 guys in that lineup that were batting over .235.
Yeah.
How do they have the best record in the National League when you got 2 guys in a lineup that are hitting better than .235?
I don't know.
And you only have 3 starting pitchers.
You got, well.
Be careful. The Diamondbacks are going to slide. Remember where you heard it. Do not get on that Diamondback train because the train left the house and they don't have a lot of gas.
No, but I've made some money on them. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh,
One thing about me is I'm not prejudiced to the size, shape, or color of the ball.
In the beginning of the
as long as
season.
it pays, that's all I give a fuck about.
Correct.
I don't care if it's a cockroach race or a pissing contest. As long as I got the information and it pays, it's all that matters. Fair enough?
Huge series, Nationals and the Diamondbacks. The other series I was looking at, Steve, New York Mets, head into Philadelphia, head into Citizens Bank Park. The red-hot Phillies, a half a game out
Oh,
of
my
first.
God. Shout out to the Phillies. They
A
are
half a-
on fire.
Are you kidding me?
And they're pounding people, and there's no better value on the fucking board than the Phillies, bud.
Right now, they're trying, as we speak, they're playing the Giants, and they got the lead when I walked in here. I know they had the lead.
Well,
They're
look at your
looking
ticker up there.
They're looking to sweep the Giants 4 straight games right now at Citizen Bank
Yeah,
Park.
they're not fucking around.
One of the hottest teams at home in the game, the Philadelphia Phillies. 5-2 their last 7 games. Looking to sweep the Giants right now in that 4-game series. A lot of overs. Phillies are hitting the ball.
Yes, they are.
Out of their last 15 games, 10 of their games have gone over. Okay? And you can specifically take them over when they're in Philly because, as I mentioned in my totals video, ballparks play differently. Citizens Bank Park, that's a hitter's ballpark, my friend. Look to the over and look to the Phillies at home and look to the over when the Phillies are at home. The Mets, on the other hand, after that wonderful start.
1-8 in their last 9 games, dude.
Exactly.
1-8 in the Mets' last 9 games. They are in the fucking shitter.
Talk about a team who's left the station with no gas. 1-8 their last 9 games.
With so much talent, too.
As you just mentioned, and they've fallen to 3 games behind in the National League East. The surprise Atlanta Braves in first place in the National League East. Number 1 offense in the National League.
I'll tell you the weekend series that I'm excited about, that I'll just talk a little bit about, was Twins and Angels.
Okay.
Because that's going to be
series.
that's going to be a good series as well. Angels have been playing. Twins have won 5 straight. But let me give you some facts here, guys. The Twins, they've won 5 straight. However, they're 8-10 on the road. 8-10 on the road. They don't win on the road too fucking much. And what do you say, Skip? Got to win on the road to fucking win championships, don't you?
If you're going to be there at the end of the year in the postseason, you have to be able to win on the road. It doesn't matter what sport it is. You must win on the road.
So Angels, 8-10 home record, 6-4 last 10 fucking. So, 6-4. They've won their last 6 out of 10 at home. It's a weird series.
That's going to be a good series. The Twins need to keep pace with Cleveland. What a weak-ass division.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a hard-up game right there. It's going to be a solid game. You
Yeah.
might want to be looking for them halos.
Well, maybe we'll head out to L.A. and catch one of those games.
You never know, buddy. I'm in. Well, we got to go to that hockey game. We're committed to doing a couple things over there. So.
Yeah, well, the hockey game ain't until Tuesday or Wednesday anyway.
All right. So, look, Mets, Phillies, what are you telling the people what they need to look out for? You said the over, under, what?
Look for the Phillies when look to bet the Phillies when they're at home. They're one of the hottest teams in baseball at home. I believe they're like 15-4 at home, if I'm not mistaken.
How are they on the run line? I'm sure people are wondering. They cover the run line?
Yeah, they do.
I know they have recently.
They just won again yesterday. What, 11-2,
They're
11-3?
pounding fucking people.
They're fucking pounding teams. Their offense is alive. The kids are hitting. Their pitching's been phenomenal.
Yes, it
They
has.
have the 2nd or 3rd best ERA in the National League, their pitching staff.
Fuck.
Hey, the Phillies are on fire, man, and I'm happy. It's a fun team to watch right now.
Yeah, it really is.
And look for the overs at Citizens Bank Park as well.
That's a fact. Let's get into some NBA. Like I said, we are in the championship. We are in the playoffs. It's exciting right now. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. Philly fell off. They played a great game last night. I could see if they didn't play good, They played as good as they possibly could, and Boston just elevated a little bit better, dude. Boston blew my mind. They played fantastic, and, I mean, is Boston going to be there?
Nah, they're not going to beat fucking LeBron. You kidding me?
I don't know, dude. They're sure as fuck not scared of his ass.
You know they want LeBron against Harden this year?
No shit. But CP3 will ruin that.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, CP3 will ruin that. He'll start shooting, getting attitude, doing his thing, and they're not. I don't got Houston winning it.
Sixers eliminated by the Celtics Wednesday night.
Yeah, let's do some NBA, which is brought to you by our boys over there at paperhead.com. You ready to start your own business and be your own boss? Put your money where your mouth is with the best player money management software in the industry, paperhead.com. Built with the exclusive tools to start building a profitable online business, the know-how and premium service that comes with a 20-plus years of experience. Paperhead.com is the solution for everyone looking to get a piece of this billion-dollar industry. And right now, the fans of the VIP Sports Podcast can get credited up to 35% cash back with signups for the Paperhead Prime package. This offers an exclusive to anyone who calls 888-978-0288 today, and make sure you tell them Steve Stevens or the Big Skipper sent you. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Let's get into it. Like I said, NBA has some major excitement going on right now. Eastern Conference Finals, let's just start there. Cleveland at Boston.
Okay.
Game 1 in Boston Sunday, 12:30 Pacific, 9:30 in the morning, our time. What time are you going to have the troops here?
Shit.
You should be waking up about, what, noon?
Sunday morning? What time am I going to be here? I can't commit to that. I'm going to the U2 concert this weekend.
I thought I was going to catch him off, dude. You hear how I slid that in? I said, what time do you think you'll be in on that?
Nice fucking try. Nice try.
You had to think about that,
You
dude.
said the game starts at 9:30 Pacific time in the morning?
Yeah.
Chances are I'll miss that tip-off.
Hey, waking up to winners, that's why people hire us. You sleep in, and we'll make you money while you're sleeping. Fair enough?
Hey, isn't that the way our song goes? I'm making G's when I'm sleeping.
You're goddamn right. That's what we do.
It's a damn fact.
Cleveland, second straight road cover, 3 out of 4 covering overall. They're 3-1 in their last 4 games.
Don't get excited, though.
I don't know.
Cavaliers, they don't cover. We know that.
Oh, in the beginning of the season, one of the worst teams. I think they finished out like under 40 as one of the worst covering teams. Yeah, you got to be careful.
36% to be exact.
36%. I said 40, so it's
they
right up.
They barely covered 1 out of 3 games.
Be careful with them, guys. They win, they don't cover. Celtics, on the other hand, 12-1 against the spread in their last 13 home games.
And 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games, period.
Period.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with them. They got the...
Don't fuck with
You
Boston.
talk about the luck of the Irish, dude. These motherfuckers are balling out of control.
Absolutely.
Very impressed with the intensity, the motivation. They're giving it all they got. They're going out there and doing what they're supposed to do. After all, that's what they get paid to do. I know they think they get paid to fuck younger people. As far as young bitches in the club, 25, get that back pain. And it's all the NBA players do is fucking smoke. I love it. I wish I was fucking tall enough to be in the NBA.
Tough life.
No shit.
Don't get trapped on this game Sunday morning, people. You wake over with a hangover. You're going out all night Saturday night. You wake up. You're in trouble with your fucking bookie because you haven't called us.
Yeah, you better get that in early.
Don't try to get bailed out on that game and say, oh, my God, LeBron's only -1? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The Cavaliers are -1 on the road in this game. The total's 203, Steve. Don't get trapped. Don't wake up with that hangover Sunday morning. Don't try to get yourself bailed out and say, oh, I'm going to take LeBron -1. They got to win.
Let's just get...
4-8 against the spread in their last 12 games,
Let's
the Cavaliers.
I was just going to say, let's put it in perspective. 3-8 against the spread before the last game. No, it's 3-8. Yeah, so, I mean, in their last 11 games. So
horrible.
They're hitting 30%. They're fucking terrible. It's not a team that you want to bet with the spread. When in Cleveland now, the Cavs are 16-39-1 against the spread.
They just
in their last
don't
56 home games.
We've been telling you for the last 5 months.
There's nothing else to talk about.
We'll talk about the total in that series.
What do you want to talk about?
Cleveland Cavaliers 5-1 to the over last 6 games.
Uh-huh.
Boston Celtics 12-4 to the over their last 16. Let me repeat. Cleveland Cavaliers 5-1 to the over their last 6 games. Boston Celtics 12-4 to the over their last 16 games. There's a trend for you.
You ain't fucking lying. Like I said, Cleveland just don't cover. Right now, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to tell you about the Western Conference Finals. We're going to run a promotion and show you how to get fucking paid. Fair enough?
That's important.
You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm the Bookie Killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, sitting here with the Big Skipper, a.k.a. the Chiropractor. And boy, have we been straightening people out. We just told you a little bit about the Eastern Conference Finals. Went over a couple different matchups in baseball for the weekend. Showed you guys what we thought was, games worth putting your money on. Gave you a couple trends on how you to get money. Told you we talk about the Western Conference Finals. Let's get into that right off the bat, okay, Skip?
Let's do it. That's Monday night, right?
Yes, it is. Monday night, Golden State at Houston. Game 1, Monday in Houston. Houston is -2 with a 225 total.
Wow. What's that, the Harlem Globetrotters?
Is Curry ever going to kick in?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, if he does, these totals will get to where they need to be. But like I said.
Don't worry, he'll show up.
Well, let me just break it down.
It's fucking go time, bro.
His stroke just ain't there, but
it'll get there.
He's that type of guy. So you don't go from MVP to, you know what I mean? So one thing I do want to tell you.
My wife told me last night, your stroke just isn't there right now.
It's not there now. A little tiring.
I was so fucking depressed.
Well, it's the heat, dude. It's the heat. You got to blame it on the heat.
Fuck, thank you for that.
Blame it, sweetie. It's
I didn't know
hot
how
out.
to explain it.
The fucking AC ain't working right.
I didn't want to fucking tell her. Oh, God, I was out drinking fucking whiskey and playing chemo all fucking
Yeah, the
night.
heat.
I'm not on my game right now.
Something fucked me up with the heat. My blood ain't flowing right. I'm fucked up.
I'm going to use that. Thank you.
You have to.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So the total 225, everyone's like, oh, that's no big deal. That's Golden State and Houston. Well, guess what? The under 7-3 and the last 10 times they played. In their last 10 meetings, Golden State and Houston, the total has went under 7 out of 10 times, 7-3.
There you go.
There's a 70% stat for you right there. Real deal. I don't know what else you want from me.
Pick your spots. Don't pick your nose.
That's a fucking fact. Now, on the other hand, the Warriors, 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games.
Wow.
They're not covering. They're winning, just like Cleveland.
We told you all year.
They're winning. They don't cover. Golden State's not another team that you have to pick your spot. You see those 30-point winners, but those come very far and few in between with the games against the spread. Like I said, 2-5 in their last 7 games.
Golden State's average margin of victory in that series against the Pelicans was 11 points.
Correct.
So they're not blowing anybody to fuck out.
No,
okay?
they're not.
When the line is 11.5, 13.5,
that's when you usually
their average margin of victory is 10 or 11.
Correct. That's when they win by 7 or 8.
That's why you're saying pick your spots. Okay?
You got to pick your spots.
Don't just try to take these numbers and think you're going to fucking guess. To guess is cheap. If you guess wrong, it's very expensive.
No, that's a fucking fact. Anyway, Rockets, 5-2 in their last 7 games. Warriors are listed at -$1.85 on the money line against the Rockets in 7 games. Houston +155. So in a 7-game series, they're -$1.90, almost $2. Houston +$1.55. Is there any value in either one of those? I'd say no.
Really?
I wouldn't bet that. I wouldn't bet Houston for the +55 in a 7-game series.
Don't tie your money up for
No, man, that's too little
You're
of
only
money.
tying your money up for a week.
You're tying your money.
That's a little attractive to me. Houston is +155 for the series.
Well,
you don't think they can beat Golden State in this series?
No, and I'll tell you why. Chris
All
Paul.
right, so you got Golden State going against Cleveland again.
Chris Paul will start hogging. Here's the deal. They have to give the ball to Harden, let him run his team and do his thing. I understand he's the guard, but he's got to be the superstar.
I agree with
And
you.
after watching Paul, he thinks that's his team, and it's not going to work.
I agree with you.
Ain't going to fucking work.
Great point, Steve Stevens.
Rockets won 2 of 3 games against the Warriors during the regular season when the Warriors were the favorites in all 3. So you might want to see the dogs barking in the beginning of these first fucking games, huh, Skip? Speaking of dogs barking, ladies and gentlemen, I said it earlier today. I got to address it right now. Over the last 3 weeks, we've made even college kids, guys that were $200 bettors, are now betting $1,000 a game.
Yeah.
Okay? Over the last 3 weeks, Skip, myself, and the room has built these guys up to a $10,000, $15,000 bankroll over the last 14, 16 days.
And their bets have increased with the books' money, not their money.
Remember we say we turn people from goldfish to whales?
Yes, we do.
That's exactly what the fuck we're doing. And I'm going to throw a little bait back in the water right fucking now, okay?
I got a guy right now that just told me last night. He said, Skip, I started as a goldfish with you.
You motherfucking right.
He said, motherfucker, I am a brown speckled trout right now.
Motherfucking right you are. and you're going to be mounted on a wall when you get it even a little bit bigger, dude.
Shout out to my man out there, Cannon. What's going on, bro?
So here's what I'm going to do, guys. You guys out there that are listening to the podcast have a bunch of money. You're building fences. You have a real estate business. You're selling all your rental houses. You're doing this. You're busy. Listen, cryptocurrency, this, that, and the other. Yeah, we get it. Skip, what'd you say the stock that you 5 times, what'd it go from just in the last?
Ripple?
Yeah.
Yeah, I made 75% of my money in the last 35 days.
I mean, there's things out there.
That's a pretty good return.
Yeah, it's a pretty good return. But I want people that have money. I want guys that are serious about betting sports. What I mean, guys that are betting $5,000, $10,000 a game. You guys that are out there getting buried, betting games on yourself. Wouldn't you rather play 4 or 5 games a week, betting $5,000 a game and make $20,000 a week? That's what I can do for you. So here's what I'm going to do. Now that you guys have enough money, I'm going to allow you to deal with me. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 3 days. 3 days of my personal plays.
Not again. You're not doing this again.
3 days of my personal plays, $2,500 value each fucking game. $7,500 value.
You're killing me.
It's 3 plays, Skip. I didn't say 3 days. I said 3 plays. Personal plays. $7,500 value, $200.
Oh, my God.
I want to see how serious, hold on, I want to see how fucking serious you big boys are. I'm willing to take a little shit, $200, so I can make you 40 grand for you to realize I am what I say I am, that I'm the best in the fucking world, and I can make you more money than you could possibly fucking imagine. And if that's what I got to do to draw you big boys over to me, if I got to bend over and take it in the ass for 200 while you're betting 5 grand a game, and I pick you up 50, I mean, is it fair that you pay me $200 and I make you $15,000 on the 3 plays?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. But you know what I'm willing to do? Come on, big boys. I want to show you that I'm the best in the world. There's a reason why I'm the only sports consultant in the history of sports betting to have a primetime television show on CNBC, the Business Financial Network. Nobody wins like me, nobody's credible like me, and no one has bigger clients. You motherfuckers out there that have $20,000, $50,000, you're betting $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a game, call me right now. I'm going to take it in the ass, and I'm going to make you more money. For all those guys out there that have dealt with Skip, you're already on the right track to doing what you need to do. You keep doing it. APB for all the big sports bettors out there that want to win with a no-nonsense bullshit. It's $200, 3 picks. Let's see what the fuck we can do.
Wow, you're killing me, Smalls.
877-220-6540. Come play with the big boys and get that big fucking money. Fair enough.
If you're betting $5,000 a game or more,
and you don't want 15
and you don't call,
I'm going 3-0.
And you don't call on that fucking promotion, you're an idiot. You hate money, and there's no excuse for you.
You call, say, I want Steve Stevens 3 picks for $200 fucking dollars.
Wake the fuck up and get paid.
Wake up to get your cake up. We're out here grinding.
That's a hell of a promotion, boss.
You're motherfucking right. I just got a quick NBA poll question. Celtics lost Gordon Hayward for the season. Still started the season 34-10. Mm-hmm. Then they lost Kyrie Irving for the rest of the season and made it to the conference finals.
Correct.
Brad Stevens, which is Steve Stevens' brother, their head coach, didn't receive a single vote from his coaching peers for Coach of the Year.
Well, shame on them.
Well, I got a question for you. I mean, how crazy is that, dude?
That's insanity.
Even Doc Rivers got at least 1 vote. Raptors coach Dwayne Casey won Coach of the Year.
That's fucking unbelievable.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Celtics are getting the job done. You guys were stressed out.
Are you shitting me?
They were more worried about Kyrie Irving being hurt and weren't focused on the coach over there winning every fucking game and got your team playing like the best team in the NBA right now.
You know what that tells me?
But I'm tired. I can't see Bledsoe at the front row of the game no more, dude. Sit down. Take your jersey off. I know you're Boston, this, that, and the other, dude. I don't want to look at you all day. I'd rather look at your wife's tits or something. Have your wife stand up, dude.
You know what that tells me?
What?
That tells me you don't got to pay these fucking prima donnas. You can win without them.
Oh, that's a fact. No doubt about it. You mean the high $15,000 suit?
Yeah,
Pat Riley sits there and just...
Yeah, don't try to get that idea with me, by the way.
What?
This fucking prima donna's got to get paid.
Oh, no doubt about it. No, I completely get it. I know. Yeah. Like I said.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to fuck myself there. Yeah. This superstar needs to get paid.
Anyway, shout out to the head coach over there for kicking ass. Boston, you guys have made it tremendously. You're playing fantastic. And I think they're going to make it further than a little.
They definitely disappointed a lot of my homies over there in Philly. Sixers, man, shame on you. That fucking series was a disgrace.
Yeah, I got a President Donald Trump story here real quick.
Oh, hey, making America great again.
Yeah, he's making America great. But
hey,
then,
he got the hostages out from Northern Korea, brother.
yeah,
Come
I
on.
seen it, buddy.
Hey,
he
I
ain't
don't
fucking
care.
around.
Listen, man, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, fucking communist.
Come get me, dude.
Libertarian, fucking
I
independent.
need you to come get me.
If your ass is fucking in North Korea in fucking labor camps, and fucking the president sends over the Secretary of State to get your fucking ass out of there,
That shows some love.
and puts you on Air Force One and flies your ass back to America. Congratulations, Mr. Trump. Congratulations on that. I don't care whether you love him or you hate him. If you don't give him a pat on the back for that, I mean, fucking shame on you. You ain't American.
And speaking of American, you know, obviously we know John McEnroe, his whole career, and he's a, you know, tennis, you know, and I know the young people probably don't know who he is, but he was a very flamboyant, shit-talking
John McEnroe, yeah,
tennis player.
Mouth.
Yeah, the mouth, McEnroe. He used to talk shit to the refs. That's not out, bitch. Fuck you. Throw his racket, break it and shit. So anyway, former tennis star, current commentator, John McEnroe said that Donald Trump, before he became president, once offered him $1 million
Oh, no.
to play a match against Serena or Venus Williams.
Oh, God, am I glad you said that. I wasn't sure where you were going to go with that, bro.
What are you talking about?
I wasn't. Hey,
man.
I wasn't. Hey, the whole fucking prostitute, fucking porno star.
I'm gonna pay you $1 million to fuck this girl in her ass.
Or
I
fuck
wasn't
him
that,
in the
dude.
ass. I mean, I didn't know where you were going there, dude. Hey,
No.
McEnroe, I'll pay you $1 million to fuck your asshole.
So let me finish.
Thank God you said that.
Mr. Attitude, Mr. I'm cool, I'm the best. He said, all right, you know, shit
Right.
talker. I give you $1 million to play either Venus or Serena. McEnroe said, I was calling a match and suddenly I get an envelope and it's from fucking Donald Trump. It went like this. Dear John, I want to
Dear John.
I want to offer you $1 million to play either Venus or Serena. McEnroe turned down the offer, saying he never had the desire to play a woman in a match, though he believed at the time that he could have beaten either woman. Nothing that,
Nice excuse. I never had a desire to play the woman.
first of all, Venus and Serena would have beat the shit out of you.
Either one of them
For
will whoop
fucking
your ass.
sure. That's why
Yeah.
Donald was willing to put up $1 million. They would have beat you for sure. But McEnroe said no.
Yeah.
He didn't take the $1 million.
Pussy.
You got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world. Even
Yeah.
if you lost, you blame it on your old age, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
I'm out of my prime. I'm old. Write me that check, Donald.
I wouldn't even have to blame it on anything. Fuck you, yes.
Nobody has
Yeah,
too much
she beat me.
money
Yeah, thanks for the $1 million.
to not go out and do what you love to do and get $1 million for it.
That's, hey, my boy fucking
You were
Donald.
scared to get embarrassed. Serena and or Venus would have beat the shit out of you. And who cares? You should have took the $1 million.
So Donald said, shut your mouth, loudmouth. I give you $1 million to take on either one of those William chicks.
So my question to you guys is, who would have won, John McEnroe or one of the Williams sisters?
Ah, that's easy.
Yeah, so
McEnroe gets his ass whooped
Oh.
by either one of them.
all day long. Skip, you want to talk about those no-nos? I mean, these guys deserve to get respect. A lot of hot pitching has been going on in
Yeah.
baseball. A lot of shit has been going on. A lot of people are playing better than ever. Wouldn't you say there's a lot of good pitching in baseball right now?
Well, there's been 3 no-hitters so far this year.
Not easy to do, pal.
And Steve, get this. In 3 different countries.
Yeah, no shit.
The Dodgers combined pitching staff combined for a no-hitter against San Diego down in Mexico.
Yeah.
And then Sean Manaea for the Oakland A's threw a no-no up in the Bay against the Red Sox. And then the third one came my boy up in Toronto, who just so happens to be a Canadian, Paxton, Mr. Paxton for the Seattle Mariners. He just threw a no-no against the Blue Jays in his home country of Canada in front of his family and friends.
Fucking A.
Pretty cool, huh?
Let's go. I love it, A.
So 3 no-hitters this year in baseball so far, and they happen in 3 different countries. How do you feel about this playing sports in different countries? Now the NBA is going to play in China next year. The NFL plays in Europe now.
That's all right.
The NFL's playing in Mexico. Baseball's playing in Mexico.
They pay gigantic money.
I don't like it. I say fuck it.
They pay gigantic
Keep American
money.
sports in America. We got fans here.
But hold on, they are. The other country
don't like
pays
it.
us, and the money comes to America.
I understand. I don't like that though.
Okay, I got you
Because
back.
if I'm a fan, right? If let's say I'm a fucking
You
Eagle-
deserve to see
I'm
it
an
in
Eagles
Philly
fan.
rather than a guy in-
Right. I'm an Eagles fan. I get 8 home games a year minus
Right.
the postseason. Right?
It makes
You're taking one of those games away from me and going over to fucking Europe?
Answer to your question is money. They get
Well,
a
of course,
tremendous.
everything's about the money.
But they get a tremendous amount of money to go over there and do that.
I don't like it.
No, well, fuck them.
Everything's about the money, Steve. That's exactly why these whales should call for the $200.
It's
all about the fucking money.
At
people.
this point, if you don't get the personal plays or the biggest plays I got, it's what all my big boys are betting. Games that Garth Brooks drops $50,000, Floyd Money dropping $200,000.
His 3 biggest plays of the weekend for $200. If you call Friday, 877-220-6540, he's giving you his 3 monster plays this weekend for a $200 investment. Are you fucking crazy?
More than that, I got a lot of money to go collect from the fucking 2-0 that I went last night as well. So anything else you want to talk about or anything that you want these guys to be aware of?
Yeah. Did you see in the Diamondback game the other night?
What?
Speaking of the Diamondbacks, I know I seem to talk about them a lot. The Diamondbacks were playing the Dodgers here just the last couple days.
Uh-huh.
I'm watching the game during the telecast. The fucking Diamondback announcers are betting with each other on the fucking over-under on the attendance at Dodger Stadium. So shout out to the Diamondbacks announcers.
Betting the fucking over-under on the fucking attendance. I love it.
Making some wagers up there in the booth.
Nothing else to do. Fuck it.
Betting on the over-under 45,000 tonight, they were saying.
Shit we'd be doing.
Guy said, I'll take the under.
All day. And he won, too. That's for fucking sure.
I also want to talk about Matt Harvey real quick.
Go ahead.
To wrap it up.
Oh, my God. What happened with him?
Let's tell the story about Matt Harvey this week.
Jesus, right. Go ahead, man. I already know it. You tell it better than me.
Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight, just a few years ago, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball, seems to be in the dark, Mr. Dark Knight. He absolutely looks like shit.
Yeah, he's on cocaine and fucking Lortabs for sure.
And the manager for the Mets decides he's going to send him to the bullpen, take him out of the rotation. So Matt Harvey bitches and moans about that, Steve, right?
Yeah, I already know it.
But he goes to the bullpen because he has no choice, right? He makes 2 appearances out of the bullpen, right? And he gets shelled.
He got pounded.
He got fucking pounded like that veal parmesan, right? He got shelled both appearances. Now management says, listen, dude, we're sending you to fucking Vegas to the 51s, which is the AAA team for the New York Mets, okay? We're going to send you out to Vegas to the 51s, get a couple starts out there, get some innings in. We're going to work on some of your mechanics. We're going to figure out what the fuck's going on here. And don't worry, it won't be long. He even tells them, don't worry, it won't be long. We'll get some shit straight. We'll get you back in this rotation in no time. Well, Matt Harvey says, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm not going to minor leagues, motherfucker.
I ain't going to the fucking minor leagues.
And at that, he was supposed to come here to the 51s. We could have used his ass out here.
He's coming to Vegas, for Christ's sake. How do you deny that?
He told him, fuck you, I ain't going.
He said, well, what he did was looked at the weather. He said, wait a second. That's not an indoor park out there.
I'm going to go sit out there with the 51s at Cashman Field?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck it. I ain't going to Vegas to play in 110 degrees and sit in a fucking minor league dugout with some minor leaguers. Fuck you. I ain't going. Right?
The best part of the story's coming.
So guess what happens? The Mets say, oh, okay, you ain't going, right? Well, it just so happens their upcoming series the Mets have is in Cincinnati with the Reds. Right? This is fucking great story. So...
Because you know that the fucking the bosses were up there fucking straight drinking whiskey. Fucking.
Oh, absolutely. You know the GM for the Mets and the GM for the Reds are up there drinking the finest fucking scotch, probably lighting up a $300 cigar.
All day.
Playing some fucking poker, probably got a couple of hookers.
With 4 25-year-old hoes just sitting there.
Exactly.
Just sitting there.
And they're talking about this fucking bitch Harvey, right? I can just see what's going on behind the scenes.
Shout out to all you executive hoes out there that get paid for doing nothing.
Absolutely.
Just showing up with a guy.
What
a life.
You know they're sitting there talking, and the one guy brings up, the Cincinnati GM probably brings up to the Mets GM, man, oh man, what are you going to do with this fucking Harvey cat? This dude's something else, right?
Yeah, they were talking about it. That'd be like me calling you, dude.
Yeah, it's like me and you.
Like, what's up with this motherfucker?
Yeah, I'm in Cincinnati with my team for the weekend, and me and you get together, we go to dinner,
That's exactly what
have a
happened.
couple of drinks, and you say to me, what are you doing with this fucking Harvey bitch?
Exactly.
Right?
Like, what the fuck is up with this dude?
And I say, this motherfucker, right? I try to send him down to the 51s to work on his fucking game. I tell him he's going to get back in the rotation, and he says, fuck you to me. I ain't going to the minors. So they start talking. They have a few more fucking cocktails, and you know what the Reds GM says?
Give me that motherfucker.
Give me that motherfucker. Let's teach him a lesson. Let's put him on the Bad News Bears.
The worst team
the worst
in the
fucking
fucking
team
league.
in baseball, the Reds. You don't want to go to Vegas? All right. How about if you sit in our fucking bullpen here in Cincinnati? Why don't you travel with the Reds, the worst team in baseball the rest of the year? So they trade him to the fucking Reds.
Right then and there.
Right then and there. They say, listen, can you imagine that when they called him in?
They probably were together. Hey,
Can you imagine when the Mets ownership called him in and said, hey, listen, dude, all your shit is over in their clubhouse right now. Don't come over here.
Yeah, we actually had it moved over there.
Yeah, we just traded you to the other team.
Yeah.
All your shit.
Have your shit ready. You got to get with them. You're on a flight here in about 2 hours.
Listen, that room key at the hotel where we're staying here in Cincinnati, yeah, your key don't work.
Yeah, no, you're over at the Four Seasons on the east side.
You were checked out, bro.
Oh, fuck. That's a great fucking story.
I love that story.
So what do you think's going to, I mean, what's this deal with him talking shit? I mean, you don't do that to the people that are paying you millions of fucking dollars, do you?
He'll get his shit back together, hopefully.
You think so?
He is a little whiny crybaby bitch, though.
Well, what's wrong? Well, I mean, maybe he just wants to win, but you have to practice and have some talent.
Yeah.
He's got the talent. Go practice and get better. That's all the guy was trying to fucking say.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, get back in the cages. If you're a hitter and you're not hitting, they send you back in the cages to fix your fucking swing.
Unreal.
There's a little hitch in your swing.
No shit.
One more thing, and then we'll wrap it up, Steve. Talking about the Vegas 51s. A new trend in baseball is these bat dogs. Have you seen this?
No.
Instead of bat boys now, they're using bat dogs.
Bat dogs.
They fucking have dogs that go out and pick the fucking bat up after the,
Well, what's the benefit of that?
I don't know.
What happens when the dog shits in the dugout?
Vegas got one, I just saw.
Oh, fuck out of here.
They've got a
so
dog.
fuck kill a human. Let a dog go out there in 110 and get the bat.
I guess. I mean, listen. One of my best friends when I was a kid growing up.
Replacing a bat boy with a dog. The bat boy is like a big thing.
One of my best friends when I was a kid growing up. Shout out to Matt Nappy, my boy Napolitano. He was a bat boy for the Reading Phillies, the double A team, when we were like 13, 14 years old. It was a great experience.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. I mean, how are you replacing teenage kids,
that look up to that, and that's part of the baseball apple pie and Chevrolet.
So now you're replacing bat boys with fucking bat dogs.
Yeah.
And we got one out here in Vegas. I just wanted to bring that out.
As you would say, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Anyway, Yankees are on fucking fire. Boston, you got to look out for them, guys. Cleveland does not cover the spread. Golden State does not cover the spread. The dogs may be barking. The totals are what you want to look at. To all the mothers out there, I want you to have a happy Mother's Day.
Amen.
To mother of my kids, to my mom, to all you mothers out there,
right.
You deserve to have a great day. You deserve it. You've given us guys the life that my kids, which makes
Nothing like your mother, brother.
That's the only thing that makes me want to give up every day.
Nothing like your mother.
Absolute. Give us the ability to reproduce.
Shout out, Mom. My mom don't watch because she don't like us cursing all the time.
No, mine doesn't even know how to get on the fucking internet to do it.
She likes the money, though.
Oh, I bet she. We know that. That's for damn sure. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving you guys the opportunity to deal with me, the #1 sports consultant in the nation, on my personal plays. The games that charge $2,500 a piece. You want to go to the next level? Well, I'm on top of the mountain looking down. I'm going to reach my hand out. All you got to do is grab it. You got winners and losers. Which one are you? Because I'm an absolute blowout winner. On the behalf of VIP Sports and myself, we love you. Stay aggressive. Have a happy Mother's Day. But more importantly, don't let the players be the only ones to get paid. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put a $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Byron.
I keep